Okay, now, is that working? I wonder if that's working. Okay, am I back again? Have I got sound? Can you hear me? You can hear me. Brilliant. Woohoo! Oh, flipping updates. It turned the sound thingy off. Right, okay, we're there. Oh, I can't wait. So we stripped out all my sewing room at the weekend. What's going to be my sewing room? And stripped it all out. And then my husband's off next week, so it's his birthday, so we won't do it on his birthday. But the rest of the week, he's going to decorate it, and then we're going to put all new tables all the way around the room. And we're going to put all these cameras and all. He's got like brackets to go into the ceiling, so they're all proper, and it's going to be plugged into the internet properly, so I'm not dealing with the Wi-Fi. And yeah, it'll all be good eventually. One of these days. There's a bit of static, but you can hear me. Yeah, sorry, I might press the wrong button, but at least you can hear me. Okay. I'm not going to mess with anything else if you've got it. Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of an echo. I haven't got Drew to sort it out anymore either. Oh, I'll look at it later. Right, let's get on with this block, shall we? I do like a challenge, Heather, don't I? Absolutely. So, I thought we'd have a little play with this block. I don't know how many of you have done needle turn. I quite like a little bit of needle turn for hand sewing now and then. Do you need to bring your own sewing machine? You do, lovely. You do need to bring your own sewing machine. We don't have enough machines for everybody. So yeah, you would need to bring your own sewing machine for the retreat. Yeah, and like a general sewing kit. We pretty much have everything else. We've got things like irons and cutting mats and stuff. But yeah, you would want a basic sewing machine, a basic sewing kit, and your own sewing machine. Right, so we're going to have a little go at this today. Oh, don't worry about being late, Jane. We were very late because my computer updated. I've used a bit of a scrap pack. Now, the joy of these the Ruby Star ones are they're really wide pieces. I mean, look at the size of these. You know, you've got a massive piece of fabric there. You get slightly less in the pack, as in not as many strips, but they're much, much wider. So you can see this one, I think, was about 7 inches. Yeah, it's about 7 inches. So I thought, well, you could easily cut a charm pack out of this. The sound seems to be cutting out. Oh, okay. Is everybody else okay? Oh, I hate it when it does updates. It just messes all the settings up. I'm going to keep going, guys. Let me know if what's happening. Okay. If you can all hear me, all right? So, what I did is I cut out of my scrap pack loads of 5-inch squares, okay? And we're just going to make a really simple 4 patch to start with. So I'm going to choose 4 that I want to go together. So let's go with those 4. And we're going to make a really simple little 4 patch. So, I love these fabrics, they're gorgeous. So we're going to put them right sides like that. So you're going to make a little 4 patch, and then we're going to put them like that. It's muffled. You can hear me okay, not interruptions here. Okay, brilliant. Okay, yeah, sorry, lovely. I think the static might be, sometimes we get that funny little feedback thing happening. I will have to look at all the settings and see what's going on, okay? So we're going to put them right sides together, and we're just going to sew this together. Really, really simple block to start with, and then we're going to work into it. So, hopefully, we're over here now. Hopefully this is all still working. There we go. And then what we're going to do, just going to stitch these together nice and simply, because this is all about the decoration. It's not really about the block, this one. So I have done a little template for the applique bit, which I've put on the website in the digital downloads, just as £1, just to cover our costs, which you're going to use in a moment to do the applique bit. I was really impressed by how much fabric I actually got out of the scrap pack. I mean, you know, I could easily cut a full charm pack out of it. So open that out, and I want one to go one way, so I'm going to finger press that side, and I'm going to go one this way, so finger press that to the right, like that. So I've got the seams in opposite directions, so that I can nest those up. I'm not going to bother ironing it, because we're going to iron it in a second, and it's a really simple little block. It's just a 4 patch. You could do this with a charm pack if you've already got one. You could do this with the layer cake. I've done the templates, so the templates we're going to use for the daisy are actually used on a 5-inch and a 10-inch. Okay, so I'm going to go up like that. You can hear better now. I must be nearer the mic. Oh, I wonder if it's this one that's activated then. Oh, how bizarre. Oh, okay, I don't know which one I pressed on. I know most of it now, but there's some bits I still don't remember. Right, let me go back over here. So when I go back over here, does it go... Do we have any of those scrap packs in the shop? We do, lovely. They should be on the website. If they're not, give me 5 minutes when I get back over and I'll make sure that they are, okay? But yes, we do have the Ruby Star ones. If I come further away from that camera, does it go all quiet again? Does it go all muffly? Right, so what I'm going to do is just iron this out now, okay? You're just making a basic 4 patch. It's nice and easy, nothing complicated. There we go. Okay. There we go. Right, I'll try and make sure I talk up a little bit, so if it is that one over there, you're going to make one of those, okay? So what you then need is a little template. So I've done one for you, okay, but you could draw your own if you wanted to. That's absolutely fine. And we're going to cut out this little petal shape here, okay? Gone quiet again. So am I like louder over there? Right, hang on 2 seconds. Let me just see if I can work out what's going on. What's going on? So it's the... Right, I'm gonna attempt to... No, because that's definitely that one. Camera 2, camera 1. Okay, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have to get Drew's advice, but he's not here anymore. Louder one was sewing. Okay. Right, I'm just gonna have to talk up a little bit, I'm afraid, guys. So, like I said, I've done a little template. You're just going to cut out this template, and you're going to cut it out. Now, if you're doing this with Bondaweb, you would draw around this template. Okay, if you want to do fused applique, draw it out on your Bondaweb, cut it out slightly bigger, and put it on the wrong side of your fabric, and then cut them out. We've got lots of tutorials on how to use Bondaweb, so I thought, and we've done a lot of different types of applique, but we haven't done any needle turn for ages. So I thought, excuse me, it might be nice to do some needle turn. So, oh, excuse me. I definitely, I can feel a bit of fluff got me. I've got some scraps of white because I want my daisies to be white. Now you can do this with, what's the word, freezer paper if you want. That's absolutely fine, do it with freezer paper. But you can just do it with a paper template like this. And I'm just going to draw around that template, just to give me my petal shape. Like that. Okay, there, all around. Oh, I hate updates on the laptop, just when everything's going okay. It's a pain in the bum. Bye, Carol. See you soon, lovely. What we're going to do now is we're just going to cut this out about 3/8 of an inch all the way around. It doesn't have to be exact. We just a little bit more than a sort of 1/4 an inch. Okay. So we're going to go all the way around. I mean, actually, that's a little bit close, but it's fine. There we go. I'm just going to cut this out, okay? Not 3/8 of an inch, just under 1/4 of an inch. Sorry, lovelies. Is me saying 3/8 of an inch? No, that's just over 1/4. I need it. You want it just under 1/4 of an inch, like that. Okay. I'm going to cut out 5 of those. We're not going to do all 5. We're just going to do the one. Once you've cut them all out, you're going to lay these onto your little 4 patch. So if we have a little look at this one, you can see I've done one up like that, and then sort of like done them out as a little 5, okay? So you go like that there, roughly place them where you need them, okay? Sorry, it's because I've coughed, my nose is going now. we're doing beer is calling. I don't blame you, Carol. Don't blame you at all. Now this is where you get to play with the needle turn. So I really like these Clover applique pins. They're really, really small. They're really short as well, which is incredibly useful when you're doing needle turn because you don't get stuck in your fingers as often. You watch me stick one in my finger now, but they're pretty good actually. So what I want is for everything to kind of congregate around this centre. We're going to cover the centre, so don't worry too much, okay? What's that, Sarah? The template we just arrived. Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, I'm glad Royal Mail finally got it there to you, hon. There we go. So I'm just going to pin this down. Just pin it away from the line, the red line, so you can see there's my drawn line at the moment. Now I've got to I've got to, because of the laptop, I've got to thread a needle, which is going to be interesting because I can never see them. With the needles, for needle turn, I do like applique needles. They are very thin and they're quite long, which is brilliant for needle turn because you've got a lot of control. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. Did I get it? Oh, did I get it first time? No, I didn't. No, hang on, I've got to grab my reading glasses. Sorry, guys. I'm at that age now where I can no longer thread a needle without my reading glasses on. I'm thinking about getting varifocal contact lenses because it's surprising how much you're like, oh no, it'll be fine, I'll just use reading glasses. But I meant to do this before as I came over. There we go. Did it first time with that. Okay, so needle turn. It's very, very easy, and you're going to use the needle to turn the fabric under. I tend to cheat to start with, just a weeny bit, and just start by creasing just, about an inch or so along that drawn line. So I'm just using my nail to finger crease that little bit there, just to give myself a fighting start, okay? And then I'm going to pull this back, and I'm just going to do a couple little back stitches underneath to secure my thread. Now, with needle turn, and I know we've done this before, but I just want to go through it again for those of you who haven't, use the finest needle you can handle and the finest thread that you can handle. And you're always going to match the thread to the fabric that you're appliquing, okay? Rather than the background fabric, you want to match it to the appliquing fabric. So I've secured it just behind, it's going to be hidden under there, and I'm going to just use my thumb to hold that first little bit down so that it's right on that drawn edge. I'm going to take a tiny little snippet of fabric just behind the applique leaf, like that, and then I'm going to bring the needle up in the crease, as near to the crease as you can. I'm trying to hold this up for you guys so you can see. I should have moved the camera down. Okay. So you're going to go just behind the piece you're appliquing and come out right in that crease, like that. This is a lot easier when you're doing it towards yourself than away, like that. And again, you work your way round. Your hope is living at your glasses, you always put them down. You always put them on top of your head so you can find them. I know, I started doing that as well and feels like, oh, you've turned into your mother. It's like, yeah, don't we all? There we go, like that. So just work your way along. Use the needle to sort of like turn that fabric under as you get there. All the way along, right to the point. Okay. And this is quite a nice, gentle thing to do with the telly, put a nice film on, all the way down like that. And I've got to the point, okay? I want to work that point. Now, if I just turn this under, let me just move that pen a second. If I just turn that under like that, this side, you end up with this horrible little dog ear up here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. So you'd end up with this, let me just hold that down there. You end up with this little dog ear here, which you need to flip under. So I like to turn it one way. I'm hoping you guys can see this. I don't know if it's too far away. I'm going to flip it back on itself like that, so that I've got that absolute point there. And I always tend to put, and again this is a lot easier when you're not trying to do it for camera, I always put one stitch right in that point. come up on that point there, pull through like that, just to secure the point before I try and turn. And then, again, cheat a little bit to start with, pinch along the line, make sure it's all tucked under. You see I've got a little, I don't know if you can see, I've got a little tiny piece poking out there. I want to get that tucked under. Use that needle to tuck that under, like that. There we go. It's good if you've got a good thumbnail for this as well. And then down we go again. Sorry, you've got to go. That's all right, lovely. No problem. No problem at all. Who's that? Janet, hi. You looking for yours the other day? They were on your hubby's head. I love it. There we go. And then you work your way around. So there's nothing overly complicated about needle turn. It's really nice and easy. It's, like I said, a very gentle way. It does take a weeny bit of practice just to get that sort of action of turning under with your needle like that, getting it on that drawn line and stitching along, and you just stitch round the shape. Nothing more than that, but you just keep going and keep going, turn under with that needle, kind of get that fabric, tuck it under like that, there we go, and along we go, like that. Okay, you're going to work your way all the way round. So I'm not going to do all of it because it's been a bit of a mess today, hasn't it? But you then put your next one on. So I then get my next shape and I decide where it wanted to be, pin it in place, work my way round. My next shape, pin it in place, work your way round. You could do 6 if you wanted to. You know, you can do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and add some extra ones in. You know, if you want, that's entirely up to you. Play around with your templates. I've just gone with that lovely five-pointed daisy to start with. Put your daisy, you know, you can see you could make it more of a daisy shape if you added extra ones in like that. You know, play around with it. It's yours to play around with. Once I've got all my 5 on, then I can put this little circle in. Now, I'm not good at circles, okay? Simple as that. My circles never look like circles. So how I do it, I thought I'd show you how I do it. I actually cheat a little bit with this bit. I'm going to use a little bit of interfacing. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know where all those sneezes are coming from. And on my interface, I'm just going to cut a little piece out, little square out. I'm just using a medium weight interfacing. It could be, it really doesn't matter. It's just a, excuse me, little bit. Oh, I don't know where all that sneezing's come from. Oh, right, like that. And I'm just going to draw the circle on the interfacing. Okay. And we're going to machine this one because I'm not great at circles and I like this method and it works. What you want then is to get your little scrap of fabric, which is whatever colour you're going to do your centre in. So on this one I might fussy cut a little bit of that. This one actually. Okay, so like that. I'm going to fussy cut it so I've got a, can I get, oh, I can get it out that one there. It'd be even less wasteful. So I'm going to cut it, hack a piece out like that, and you want to make sure that you've got the, so this is fusible interfacing, so the glue side needs to be face down. I know that sounds odd, but you're going to go face down, okay? And I'm going to centre that up like that over the bit that I want to be the centre of my flower. We're going to chuck a pin in. A little pin in the centre. Come here, pins. Where are you? How are you all? Anyway, sorry, I haven't been... you're looking for your... oh, you're back, Lynn. Lovely. Stopped hoovering now. What we're going to do is we're going to machine all the way around that. So we're going to go over to the machine. Here we are. Hello. Excuse me, I'm going to have to blow my nose. Which is really loud because I'm over by the machine now, isn't it? It must be this mic that's working and not the other one. So I'll have to have a little look at that. And the other thing you can do is put an open toe foot on, which, where's my open toe foot gone? Why is it never in the place you want it to be? It's vanished. I'm going to put that one on because I can see a little bit better. Rather than a 1/4 inch, put something you can see through, okay? And you're going to stitch all the way around that drawn line. So this is a slow and steady job because it's a circle. The better you can stitch this slow and steady and stay on that line, the better your circle's going to be. So take a few stitches, stop, round you go. Okay, so we are going to go quite slow on this little bit. All the way around. I'm trying to, as best I can, to stay as close to that drawn line as I can. So did everybody have a nice weekend? Did anybody get that rain yesterday? Oh my goodness, poor Tom. It was a beautiful sunny day here, cold but sunny, and then suddenly there was an absolute downpour, which was unbelievable, just as he was coming home from school. He got absolutely drenched. You had to literally strip him off in the utility room. He was like, just get it all in the washing machine quick. There we go, nearly there, all the way around to the beginning. Okay, like that. You're making some more of the bookcase cushions. You love the pattern. Oh, amazing. I love that. Yeah, I love a bookcase. It's gorgeous. But I'm glad you like it, Hun. That's good. You spent all weekend in bed or under the sofa on the... Oh, Hun, what's the matter? You're not feeling well. Oh, Annie. Right, once I've stitched around there, I'm going to trim this off with some pinking shears because then I haven't got to clip into it. So I'm going to go quite close to that drawn line. All the way round. Oh, Annie, I'm sorry you're feeling unwell, babes. Like that. Okay? Then, pull it apart. So this is what they call, what's this one called? This isn't fused applique, because fused applique is with Bondaweb. What do they call this method when you use interfacing? I can't remember now. Is it turned applique? I think it's called turned applique rather than needle turned. And I'm just cutting the interfacing. Okay? You don't have to worry about being particularly neat because you're not going to see any of this. And then we're going to turn it through. So, it is a bit fiddly, but it's worth it. Get that pushed all the way through that little snips that you've done, like that, and turn it through. So now the glue is actually on the outside, which is what you want. Okay, and you've got to get your fingers in there. Get your fingers in there and turn it. So I'm pushing out that stitched line. Okay. Put something a little bit sharp, but not too sharp, and just run it round the stitched line like that. So you're really pushing out that shape. There you go, all the way round. Like that, okay? And you've got the centre, okay? Now, because the glue is now on the back, that's going to fuse to the centre of your square. So, I wouldn't iron this until I was ready to put it on. Now, I am going to iron it now just so that you can see. Actually, if I put it onto this one just a second, I'm gonna be naughty. Don't iron it normally because you don't want it to stick to your ironing board. But you can see once you put your petals on, you can then iron that into the centre, like that, and it will stick just enough because you've got that little bit of glue on the interfacing to hold it in place. And then you can either machine stitch around it, or you can slip stitch it on just basically like you've done the petals. You can do exactly the same, okay? And you can get really much neater circles. That's a much neater circle than I could possibly do, because I only needle turn occasionally. I love doing it, but it's not something I'm well practiced at. So I much prefer this method for circles, okay, like that. So that's it basically, my lovelies. It was a really simple little block, but I thought we'd have a little look at the needle turn again and making this. And I think actually if you did like 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'd actually make a beautiful cushion front. It'd be really pretty as a cushion front, wouldn't it? Brighten up a room somewhere. Like I said, I have done a little template which has got your petal shape for a 5-inch square, which is what these are, and your circle. But I've also done one that if you want to do it with a layer cake, if you wanted to make some beautiful placemats, so 20 by 20, wouldn't it? Or a big block, you could do that with that, or you could do it on some and not on others. You could mix and match it and stuff. So that's me done for today, my darlings. when we eventually got there. I will try and sort out this microphone now because otherwise it's going to not be right for Sarah, isn't it, on Thursday? So I need to have a little look at that. Sorry it was a bit of a mess. Would make a nice front of a pocket. Yes, it would. That'd be a lovely idea, Jean. Yeah, it'd be really lovely on a simple pocket, having that as a simple bag, that as your pocket. And it's a nice way just to have a little go at a bit of needle turn as well, because it's not a difficult shape, not particularly. I know. Mine's my silly allergies. Absolutely, just my silly allergies. It's not a cold. It's just it's playing up a little bit at the moment. But yeah, Annie, I hope you feel better soon, darling. That's another one for you to try. See, I try and keep you busy, Leslie. Try and keep you busy. Anyway, the template is on digital downloads on our website. It's just £1, which all that does is cover our download costs, okay, that they charge us. So it's there. I will see if we've got some of these. If they're not on the website, then I will get them on the website, because I know we've got some in the shop. Congratulations to Sally for winning this one. And don't forget, if you do fancy doing that retreat, if you want any more information, give us a call or drop us an email, and we can start making a list for a 2nd November retreat, which will be lovely. And we'll see you real soon. I won't be here tomorrow because there is no 1 o'clock tomorrow, because I am on Craft Extra. Best way to, it is on Sky and FreeSat, but if you haven't got either of those, you can watch it on YouTube Live. Just put Craft Extra into the search bar, and I've got 2 hours tomorrow, so lots of demo in, which is always nice. And if you're there and you want to ask a question, then please do. Quick question, my sewing is very gappy and loose at the back. What might be the problem? Probably your bobbin, lovely. First things first, always redo a bobbin. So rethread your bobbin. You can put the bobbin you've already done on with cotton is and just spool it off. But make sure you're putting your bobbin on, put your foot down really fast. Go high speed when you're doing a bobbin to get it tensioned properly. Make sure your top thread is definitely threaded correctly, and change your needle. Those 3 things almost always fix problems like that. That sounds like your bobbin when it's on the bottom. Okay. So yeah, Craft Extra tomorrow. I will be on Crate and Craft at 7 AM and 11 AM on Thursday, and then Sarah will be here at 1 o'clock on Thursday afternoon with another project which I can't remember what it is. Can't remember what she's doing, but I'll see you really soon. Take care, guys. But yeah, don't forget to email into the studio. Just keep me occupied. Otherwise, it's just me gabbing on. But yeah, so it's studio@crateandcraft.com while I'm on air, and just put Craft Extra if it's tomorrow, or Crate and Craft if it's the main channel. So I'll see you really soon, guys. Bye.